Hello everyone, Jedi Styles here, and today I am showing you 3 TTMs I got recently in the mail. All of them were, well good. All of them I was excited to get back. So I'll just get right to it, so it's not a very long video. The first one is coming out of New York, New York. It's a 1 of 3 success. It was free in 40 days. And this is coming from Mr. Bobby Valentine, and he signed this 92 Topps card. Very nice and black. Check it out. He did not sign 287 Topps cards. I guess I'm pretty sure he's a 1 card limit now, 1 per limit for him. So he still signs for free and everything like that. I think he only signs 1 though. But I mean, he's gracious enough to send the other 2 back at least. He did send, which is interesting, I haven't seen one of these come back yet. He did send this, it's sort of like an invitation. But it's more for donations probably. Sacred Heart University invites you to Subway Series celebration hosted by Major League Baseball legends Joe Torre and Bobby Valentine with special moderator Harold Reynolds, October 22nd. Basically, they're going to be talking about their iconic World Series matchup. They're raising money for the Jackie Robinson Scholarship to help Jackie's. There's a website if you want to make a donation. sacredheart.edu/shoeand42. Alright, so I thought that was pretty interesting that he sent that out. So, looking for donations there for a good cause. So, thank you, Mr. Valentine. I just loved it in that, I can't remember the game now, that one game where he dressed up as somebody else. He put a mustache on, fake mustache, and some sunglasses. He got kicked out of the game, and he came back dressed as that, and it was hilarious. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should check it out. Check out Bobby Valentine and Cameo or whatever it is. It's it was pretty hilarious. I think he got caught. I think if I remember correctly, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, I think he's 1 per, which is fine. A little bit about Mr. Valentine. He played 10 years. He's 70 years old right now. He played 10 years in the major leagues. He wasn't a superstar by any means. He only had just over 400 hits and about 1,700 at bats. He was a .260 career hitter. Where he really excelled, I guess, is he coached for 16 years. He had 1,186 wins and 1,165 losses. So he was basically a 500 coach, pretty much. He had a decent amount of winning seasons. He won the National League pennant in 2000, which is talking about the Subway Series right there against the Yankees. He coached the All-Star team in 2001. And he actually finished in 1986. He actually finished 2nd in Manager of the Year. So there you go. There's Mr. Bobby Valentine. He was a character on the field, enough really. All right, this next one is coming out of North Texas, Dallas, Texas. It's a 2 of 2 success. It's free. It came in 17 days. And Mr. Black, I got one of these specifically for you, Mr. Rocket Ishmael. Rahib. So one of these, Mr. Black, will be coming your way. And I think you know why. So here's Rocket on his CFL card when he played for Toronto Argonauts. It's a nice looking card there. Nice looking signature. Rocket number 25. And then, of course, when he was on the Raiders, his 93 Pro Set card. And Rocket number I think it says 86, but I can't, yeah, 86. Now, a little bit about the Rocket. Speed. If you really want to know, speed and more speed. He was lightning fast. He is now 50 years old. He did play 9 years in the league. He played 3 years for 3 different teams for 3 years apiece. He played for the Raiders for 3 years, the Panthers for 3 years, and he played for Dallas for 3 years. He played in 126 games. He caught 363 passes, 28 TDs for just over 5,000 yards. So he was a decent receiver. He had the speed. Once he got his hands on the ball in the open field, you couldn't catch him. He was gone. He was a decent returner, punt returner, kick returner, things like that. He was pretty awesome in college. That's where he had his fame from. That's where the nickname also came from. He also has a brother named Quadri Ismail, who was nicknamed the Missile, who went to Syracuse, who also played in the NFL. So great player at Notre Dame. He did answer my questions. He did not return the letter because I think he forgot. I think he sealed up the envelope, noticed that the letter was still sitting there, but he still answered my questions on the back of the envelope. So he wrote his answers on the back here. His favorite, I asked who was the best player, or who's the best player he basically played against. And he put Napoleon Kaufman and Cordell Stewart. So I'm thinking this was college, because Napoleon Kaufman was a beast at Colorado. He didn't do too much in the NFL. Cordell Stewart had a decent NFL career, but once again in Colorado, he was a beast. So I'm thinking those are college, which is fine. And his favorite stadium to play in is Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego. So that was interesting, and that was very nice of him to actually put the answers to my questions on the back of the envelope. Appreciate that, Mr. Rocket. And the last one is awesome. It is coming from, it didn't have a postmark on the front, but I did send it to Stony Brook, New York, so it's coming out of New York. It's a 4 of 2 success, and I'll explain that in a minute. It was free, and it came back in 25 days. Now, I'm going to sort of hide these just for a second so I could show you what I'm talking about. Why is it a 4 of 2? All right, so I sent them 2019 Topps Allen McGinter. I sent them a mini and the regular card to Mr. Burtonrox. If you don't know who Burtonrox is, he is a writer and a sports agent and an attorney, a sports attorney. His father is the famous Lawrence Rox, the famed chemist who helped create the government's emergency protection agency, or whatever. I think that's what it's called. So he signed both of those very nicely. And there's a little bit about him. There you go. So you can see that if you want to read about him. He wrote a book with Paul O'Neill called Me and My Dad, a Baseball Memoir. It was a New York Times bestseller, so that was very nice. Now, that's 2, right? I said 4 of 2, yes. So, basically, I'll get to these other 2 in a minute. I'm going to show you what they are. Yeah, I already told you he's a sports attorney, agent, writer. I told you about the book with Paul O'Neill. He actually negotiated, as an agent, he negotiated a record-breaking contract with Paul DeJong in 2018 for $26 million. Excuse me, my phone was ringing. His father actually worked with DeJong too, who was a biochemistry major himself. I don't know if many of you knew that, but so Paul DeJong is a biochemistry major. And they did an experiment to see what the best temperature was to throw a baseball. And come to find out, Lawrence and Paul DeJong came up with it that 75 degrees was the best temperature to throw a baseball. So I thought that was very interesting. Now, to celebrate those 2 things, what Topps did this year, they made these cards right here. They're called Topps of the Class, and there's 3 in the series. And he sent me 2 of them. And basically what they are is Topps Company is partnering with various hobby shops, issuing a free baseball card featuring the Rox, Lawrence and Burton, to any child that shows their report card. Of course, this is the one where Paul DeJong worked with him too. There's 3 different cards, each highlighting a different subject, like one's reading, one, science and things like that. One card features Lawrence Rox and DeJong in lab coats, but Lawrence is very much about promoting education. He's 86 years old. What was really cool is Burton, which did not have to send these, he actually sent me these cards. He actually put an extra stamp on the envelope when he did it himself, which was awesome. But not only did he send me these 2 cards, they're completely signed by him. Burtonrox, Paul DeJong, his father Lawrence Rox, and Paul DeJong again. So not only did he send me 2 of these cards, they're signed by them, which was awesome. That's great. That's just like an extra bonus right there. That was great. I mean, Paul DeYoung autograph on 2 cards. Burton, another Burton, and his dad Lawrence. Lawrence does have a card in 2019. Alan and Ginter too. I will be sending him a card to sign. He does sign. So there you go. There is my TTMs for this week. I thought they were all pretty awesome. You got the Bobby Valentine, the Rocket Ishmael, Tony Black. You'll be getting one of those. And the Burtonrox, plus the ones he sent me with Paul DeYoung and his father on them. Very awesome. So there we go. I appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you next time. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe.